First, we are going to explain what is the past participle. The past participle of a verb is one of the two past forms. As an English student, you probably studied some irregular verbs, seen in a list consisting of 3 words: the indefinite, the simple past, and the past participle. For example, be, was, were, been. As you can see, the there form of the verb, usually written on the right, is the past participle. The past participle is used in several tenses, especially perfect forms. For example, in the present perfect, you've met Phil before. English verbs can be separated in 2 categories: regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs follow a simple pattern in which both the past simple and the past participle form of the verb are created by adding ed. To form the past participle of a regular verb, we usually add ed to the end of the verb. For example, checked becomes checked. However, there are some exceptions. Now we'll see the other rules for forming the past participle of the regular verbs. If the verb ends in e, only adds the. For example, bake becomes baked, and save, saved. If the verb ends in a consonant-vowel consonant pattern, double the last consonant before adding ed. For example, pin becomes pinned, and stop, stopped. If the verb ends in a consonant plus y, change the y to I and add ed. For example, try becomes tried, and study, studied. If the verb ends in y, usually don't double the final consonant if it is preceded by a vowel. For example, play becomes played, and stay, stayed. So, creating past participle from regular verbs is quite easy. Unfortunately, there are also irregular verbs in English, which don't follow a fixed pattern. In this case, you simply need to learn them. The best way to do this is to learn them gradually. Here are some common irregular verbs, with the past participles highlighted on the right. To be was, were, been. To come, came, come. To do, did, done. To eat, ate, eaten. To make, made, made. To see, saw, seen. To take, took, taken. To write, wrote, written. After this, we are going to see what the present perfect tense is. The present perfect tense describes an action that happened in the past that is directly related to the present, such as actions that are continuing or that indicate a change over time. It is one of the common verb tenses in English. Don't let the name confuse you, even though the word present is there. The present perfect tense deals with actions that happened or started in the past. The present perfect tense is often used interchangeably with the simple past tense, although there are some unique situations in which you can only use one or the other, which we'll explain now. Look at these examples. I have written a letter. I have bought a video game. In the present perfect tense, the main verbs always use auxiliary verbs has or have. The main verb takes a participle form, specifically the past participle. The past participle is often the same form as the simple past form of the verb, only it's an irregular verb with a unique past participle form. Only the auxiliary verbs are conjugated to fit the subject-verb agreement in the present perfect tense. The past participle of the main verb remains the same no matter what the subject is. Generally, you use have for all subjects except the singular third person, which instead uses has. Check these examples. I have come a long way. You have come a long way. They have come a long way. He has come a long way. She has come a long way. It has come a long way. But how to form the present perfect tense? The present perfect tense has specific constructions for affirmative, negative, and interrogative that now we are going to explain. The present perfect formula for affirmative sentences is subject plus have, has, plus past participle plus the rest of the sentence. Look at these examples. I have studied for the exam. You have bought a new computer. He has eaten my chocolate. She has written an email. It has been cold this month. We have won the championship. You have tried to learn a lot. They have forgotten my birthday. The contracted form of the present perfect tense is quite common. See these examples. I've spent all my money. You've worn that dress before. He slept all morning. She's lost her purse. It's fallen off the wall. We've chosen you for the job. We've begun to annoy me. They've drunk too much. To use the present perfect tense in the negative, simply add the negative word not after the auxiliary verb, but before the past participle. The present perfect formula for negative is subject plus have, has, plus not, plus past participle, plus the rest of the sentence. Note in the following examples that it's clear to avoid subject contractions when using the present perfect tense with the negative. I haven't studied for the exam. You haven't bought a new computer. He hasn't eaten my chocolate. She hasn't written an email. It hasn't been cold this month. We haven't won the championship. You haven't tried to learn a lot. They haven't forgotten my birthday. When asking a question in the present perfect tense, the auxiliary verb comes first, followed by the subject and then the past participle of the main verb. This follows a similar structure to questions, where the auxiliary verb also comes before the subject. The present perfect formula for question is have, has, plus subject, plus past participle, plus the rest of the sentence. Look at the examples. Have I been chosen for the team? Have you bought a new car? Has he eaten my sandwich? Has she written the letter? Has it started on time? Have we won a trophy? Have you kept my secret? Have they driven there? We can give short answers to present perfect tense questions. Obviously, you can reply with just yes or no, but in reality, we almost always give a short answer. Present perfect short answers use have, has, or haven't, hasn't in them. Let's look at them in this table. Yes, I have. Yes, you have. Yes, he has. Yes, she has. Yes, it has. Yes, we have. Yes, you have. Yes, they have. Or, no, I haven't. No, you haven't. No, he hasn't. No, she hasn't. No, it hasn't. No, we haven't. No, you haven't. No, they haven't. Knowing when to use the present perfect tense is an important part of English grammar, but it can be confusing. Now we explain the 6 main uses of the present perfect tense with examples. This is the primary usage of the present perfect tense, which demonstrates the relationship between an action started in the past and its effects on the present. For instance, the professor has taught here for 2 decades. They have played piano since the age of 3. When the same action has happened a few times already, you can use the present perfect tense if the action will likely happen again in the future. For instance, I've seen that movie 6 times, and probably I will see it again. If an action was only completed very recently, you can describe it in the present perfect tense. Even though the action happened in the past, it was recent enough to be directly connected to the present. These cases usually use adverbs like just or now to show that the action happened not long ago. For instance, I shouldn't eat anymore because I've just brushed my teeth. I finished practice now, so let's go home. The present perfect tense is often used to emphasize a change that happened over an extended period of time. For instance, my cousin has grown so much since I saw her 2 years ago. Thanks to the many months of playing, I have become an expert at rugby. If an action started in the past but was not completed, you can describe it in the present perfect tense if it's likely to be completed in the future. This situation uses the negative form to show that the action is still unfinished and often uses the adverb yet. For instance, the jury has not reached a verdict yet. I haven't finished my paper, but it's due in an hour. Use the present perfect tense to make any past action sound more important. The present perfect tense is often used with great achievements or accomplishments and dramatic or rare events. This makes it appropriate for noteworthy events or significant life experiences. For instance, Macbeth has killed the king. I met the love of my life. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. Okay, now we know some aspects about the present perfect tense. Let's put them in practice doing our Kahoot. Okay, the pin for our game is 510416 or scan the code, please. Welcome to this Kahoot. Thank you so much. Okay. Before starting our Kahoot, I want to ask you something. When we finish the Kahoot, please, you are going to express your opinion on the same Kahoot Please don't get out at the end. You are going to express your opinion. Thank you so much. Okay, on this Kahoot, Luis is on the first place, Carla Cruz is on the second place, and Avila is on the third place. Please express, Avila Natalia, sorry. Please express your opinion about the Kahoot. Okay, thank you so much for your participation in this Kahoot.